Photography. Cian, a minion and fellow YouTuber, asked for some help with photography, and I thought I'd oblige.
General shooting tips.
I don't know who's watching this or what level of knowledge you have, so I'm just gonna do bare bones, this is it. Start with how a camera works. You have to know shutter speed, aperture, and ISO/ASA at a minimum, and you have to know how those are affected by different lighting situations. How do you figure this out? YouTube's a good place to start, but also get a camera that has all those functions and go outside and start taking pictures. Mess with the settings, put it on manual, and see what happens when you take different pictures, because I'm assuming you're going to be shooting with a digital camera. I would recommend, once you get a handle on those settings, shooting with film. A nice 35mm old-timey Canon or Nikon. You can find them on Craigslist for like $3. Go and shoot a couple rolls, because honestly, that's how you're gonna figure it out. Now that you have a general idea of how your camera works, you're gonna want to take an ass load of pictures. I'm talking like a metric ass ton of photos. Shoot still images that you set up with different lighting, shoot outside situations, shoot events, try and shoot candid, sports, everything. Take pictures of everything. Now that you've taken a metric ass ton of pictures, show them to people. You're gonna want to get critiques. You won't get better unless you show your work to other people who will then tell you if it sucks or not. It's gonna suck the first couple of times. If you don't know anyone personally who you feel will judge your photos accurately, go to the internet. There's Reddit/r photo critiques. You can put them on Facebook or Tumblr. There you go, judgment awaits. Once your photos get critiqued, take that judgment to heart. Try and alter your pictures for the better. Trust me, it's tough, but you're gonna need to be able to take criticism. This might not be a general shooting tip, but it's really important. Look at other photographers' work. Look at historical photographers. My favorite photographers of all time are Henri Cartier-Bresson and Helen Levitt. They were street photographers from the 1930s in Paris and New York, respectively, and their photos just make my insides go all fluffy. But there's a million different types of photographers in all avenues of history that you need to look up and learn from and just become entranced with, because it's so awesome. I could really keep going, but I don't want this video to turn into a college lecture, so let's move on. How do you start getting work? I'm just going to assume you want to get paid for taking pictures, period, and that you're not trying to work at a magazine or anything super reputable. So start with your friends and family. Ask them if they know of anybody who would like to get their pictures taken. Tell them that you're interested in becoming a photographer, and people will ask them if they know photographers, and then they'll be able to say yes and recommend you. For that, you may need business cards. Get some business cards so you can hand them to people. If people start talking about photography, say, hey, I take pictures, here's my card. In the vein of trying to learn more and also get more work, I would recommend being an intern or an assistant for an existing photographer. A lot of times they will give you their overflow work and you can learn a lot. Distributing your work online. I'm not entirely sure what's current, because it's been a few years since I've really been actively pursuing photography, but I know there's Flickr and there's Tumblr, so put your stuff out there, and for the love of God, buy your domain name. Whatever your name is, photography or just your name, buy it. You can just link it to your Tumblr. Tumblr will allow unique URLs, so just do that. Make sure you have a website. Important. I think in boxes. I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want this video to be 15 minutes long, like this video on my second channel that I made as preparation for this video that just ended up turning into the rantings of a crazy ex-photographer. So if you have any interest in seeing that, you can click here. I go into history, my history with photography, and regret. Other videos I've made are here. I enjoy this whole advice giving. This was more of like an advice how-to, a hadvice to, if you will. If you'd like to ask me any questions that you'd like advice on, I'm gonna start making advice videos probably once or twice a month. And I'd like to help you with your life, even though I am barely qualified to live my own, so ask at your own risk. If you'd like to ask via Tumblr, I've got links in the downstairs to all my social media stuff. I will randomly answer a bunch of questions on Tumblr, so that's a good place to ask them as well. Okay, I think I'm done talking now. Jesus, these lights are hot and I need to invest in a diffuser. Look at that shadow. My God. Okay, bye.